What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for strategy B with the ticker symbol MSTR. I will first be going over what I see in the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. Here we have the daily chart for MSTR. Let's begin the analysis. Well, price dropped a little bit more than 2 percentage points today, and it's still trending down lower. As I've said before, as long as we're still below this downward sloping trend line, that's impossible to be bullish in the short term. We would need to see a break of this, and even then, price can still reverse lower. But the first step is you need to see a break of this trend line. A nice decisive break with conviction would lend me to believe that we are bottoming and we are ready to move back up higher. Until then, as long as we're still below this trend line, then it is what it is. We can continue trending out lower. So bears clearly have control of the short-term market. As you can see here, basically since mid-July, they have been in control of the market so far in the short term. But long term, I still say this is a bullish structure. Why? Because we have not invalidated the measure move target of 550. So let me show you guys that right now. This is all one large leg right about here. And then you measure it from here. That's right around, the old all-time high or the all-time high and the mid 500 level. So 557. So we have not invalidated that yet. What would invalidate that is if we see a nice break below 360. So it looks like we're coming back towards that support level. Earnings report is on Thursday. So it looks like we could probably see 2 more days of selling pressure, Wednesday and Thursday. And then probably when the market closes, we'll have a better idea if it wants to reverse higher or not. But overall, bears have control of the short term price action. Overall, this is still a bullish structure. So just because I'm saying it's likely we continue seeing lower prices, that doesn't mean we continue trending down lower forever. It means that let's see what happens when we get to this support level and when that earnings report comes out, because those two things can reverse this short-term trend and flip it to being a upward trend. So let's see what happens. But overall, focus on this downward sloping trend line. If we have not broken it, then you cannot be bullish. Unless we see something drastically different, meaning like we see a huge move down, that would be an overextension, which can lead to a strong rally up. So just because we would be below the trend line, that doesn't mean we're going to stay below it, because sometimes you'll see an overextension and that would mark a low and we just see price reverse from there. But all I'm saying is that let's watch this trend line. This will give us a good idea of where it is going in the short term. So short-term downtrend is still in play, targeting the 360 level, and we'll see what happens from there. Obviously, we can break this level anytime, so you have to be open to that. The market's not guaranteed to do anything, and it's always full of surprises. So we could just reverse tomorrow and not go to that level. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to trick and trap you and have you make mistakes. So shorts are betting on. Let's say you take a short. We can put a let's say someone went short right here. They put the stop loss up at this swing high. They would be targeting the 360 level, because that is where price is headed. It's headed towards that major support, and we're below the trend line. So shorts would be entering in the market. They're putting the stop losses above the swing highs, or at the right spots. Maybe just above the trend line. So I think once we see the trend line break, there's a good chance we see it rally back up to this 450 level and maybe even higher. So that's what I see in the daily chart. Is downtrending, probably headed toward the 360 level. We'll probably have a better idea of what happens during that earnings report. Now, let's say we do break that 360 level. What can happen from there? Well, the next strong support is probably right around 338, where we can see a reversal from, and then 230s. So quite a bit of ways down. So overall, this is kind of like a range pattern. As you can see here, this is a macro range pattern. The thing about this range is that maybe something like that is that we hit the highs here and we barely sold off, which was a good sign. And then we had a breakout, but it failed. Now we're seeing decent selling pressure. But if price can reverse higher, I think the next move up higher will probably break through this mid 400 level. I don't think we're going to get something like this and then collapse down lower. I think if it goes up again, this is probably it. And it's probably headed towards new all-time highs. But until then, we need to focus on that downward sloping trend line. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not doing much better at all. As you can see here, Bitcoin is just trading sideways. It was supposed to theoretically bounce off this bullish trend line. As you can see here, we're right at it. If you drag it a little bit shallower, then we're kind of off of the prior swing. So it looks like it fits the best here, and we're not bouncing off of it. It looks like we may be going for a breakdown lower, maybe a measure move target of the range size would take it back down towards 114. So we'll go from there. But Bitcoin, it's near its all-time highs. Currently, it's off about like almost 5%, 4.5%. It can drop down all the way to about 7% and maybe even 9%. So overall, Bitcoin just not going up either. It's just taking a long time. A lot of people, believe in those 4-year cycles, and I believe in cycles too. But the thing is that I believe the price is more important. And as long as we're still trending up higher, that's all I care about. I don't care how long it takes, as long as it didn't take drastically, longer than expected. If we take mid 2026, late 2026, that's fine with me to see a top in Bitcoin. But I don't think it's going to top just based on time. So let's say we get to October, November, or even December. So let's put a vertical line for Bitcoin. This would be the new year right here, January 1st, 2026. That's not a lot of time left. I mean, are we going to see something like this? And that's only to 169,000, 170,000, which is not much. And is it going to just go vertical like this? I mean, I don't expect it to. Even if we're moving at the same pace that we're currently seeing, it would be something like this. Let me go and show you guys that right now. Drawing tool. So yeah, it would be something like this. I don't think it's going to go like that. And even if it does, I mean, it's still not that high, I mean, it's still in the 100,000, maybe even 200,000. I mean, that's not that spectacular, for what we have been seeing so far. So Bitcoin, I mean, it could take a lot longer. It could play out till mid of next year. It doesn't matter about the time. The time is very hard to predict, in my opinion. But as long as the trend is still up, then that's what we need to keep an eye on. As of right now, the trend in the short term is up. But if you go in the micro short term, even shorter term, it's just sideways, probably correcting lower still. But overall, the trend is still up, still above the trend line, still above this trend line too, the smaller one. We haven't broken it yet. Though trends are still pretty good. It's just going to take probably longer than expected. Same thing for MSTR. If Bitcoin is going to take that long time, I'm expecting MSTR to also take quite a bit of time too. So it's just not really doing much. Off the all-time highs, we're about 26, 27%. That's not too bad for a highly volatile stock based on Bitcoin, 27% from its all-time high. And that was just a outlier. Let's just say where the actual all-time high is. You could say we just made one just not too long ago. This was the highest point, even above this prior peaks right here in December. So off of this move right here, that's only about 13%, 14%. So, it's not that bad looking. I think a lot of people are just getting angry at it because they want it to go up so quickly, but that's just not how it works. I think it's just the market is just, it's very efficient, and it's going to make you double guess. So if you think, we're supposed to 100% guaranteed top out at the end of this year, well, then you're in for a rude awakening because that might not happen. And in my opinion, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, especially with the way the trend is moving. It doesn't look like it wants to rally quickly. It looks like it's just taking its sweet time and moving up higher. Anyway, we're right at the bullish trend line on this log scale on the weekly chart. Looks like we're right there. Let me remove everything and then just focus on this trend line right here. You can even draw a channel. So you can draw a channel off of this swing right here. 1, 2, 3, confirmed it. And then just previously back over here, we got a bounce. You drag it up. This is a nice fitting channel. So you can see that we're right at, maybe you can draw it off. It's pretty much right there. So without being perfect, this is a nice fitting channel. The one thing I don't like about it is that we're hitting the bottom and we're not going up to the top. We keep on finding resistance right around this level right here, this 430 level, 440 level. You see that it was a top right over here, a top here, and a top here. But the thing is that the top is getting smaller and smaller as a drop. So we hit this level back over here, and it dropped from high to low 56% when it hit that 440 level, or even from the all-time high. From all-time high to the bottom of the correction, that was about a 56% drop. Then we came up and tried to rally again. It failed to hit that level once again, and this time price dropped 17%. And this time we did break it, and right now we're only down about 13, 14%. So this could be it. If it breaks this channel, then what happens? Well, maybe we're just going to be respecting a sideways trend. But overall, it looks like we're going to make or break very soon. Are we going to continue to respect this upper sloping trend line, or are we going to continue to get rejected from this horizontal level 440? So we're getting pinched between these levels, and the price is going to make a decision fairly soon. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure this earnings report is probably the more important one than we have seen in a long time, especially with the new accounting method they're using, which I'm hearing will make their quarterly earnings $10 billion, $11 billion, whatever, because of the Bitcoin gain. So we'll see what happens if that will impact the price or not. But at the end of the day, the price is the most important thing. This is what everyone agrees upon the company should be worth. You can be selling something on eBay let's say you have a certain pair of shoe, for example, on eBay or Craigslist or whatever marketplace you want to sell your item. You can list it for $1 million. Now, is that what the market will pay for it? Probably not. So just because you have a belief where the stock should be, that doesn't mean that's what the market agrees upon. The market is, if the price stopped right now and it never trended again, this is what the company would be valued at, and you just have to buy the company at this market cap. So if the market stopped right now, this is what it would be valued at. It's not valued at $1,000. It's not valued at $10. This is what the market agrees the price should be. Just like if you sell your shoe on eBay, you're going to have to knock down that price to what everyone would rather pay for it. It's probably not going to sell for $1 million. Maybe you'll sell it for $100. So that's what someone is willing to pay for it, and that's what the value really is, and not what you believe it to be. So that's why the price is very important, because this is what the market agrees upon. Millions and millions of people all over the world are looking at MSTR chart, looking at the price, and they believe that right now, or just before, previously, it was overpriced, and the price sold off. Now it'll get to a level where, okay, well, this is a nice level to buy from. And then we can see that on the chart. It looks like buyers are really liking this 360 level. So maybe when it gets back there, we see a lot more buying. Or buyers are really liking this 260 level. If it does get down there, then we'll probably see a bounce. So that's how it's basically working. It's the same exact principle. Supply and demand, any marketplace is the same thing. So we'll see what happens in the future for MSTR. But as right now, short-term bears are in control. Long-term bulls are still in control. And I think we're going to have something very interesting happen probably from that earnings report. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.